Diminished Donald Trump has a severe delusional self-identity issue. Listen to what he talks about in this breaking story. I'm going to show you in just a few seconds. That's fine if you're John Q. Citizen, but when you're about to be the President of the United States again, and we're in a place in this world and now this country, and you still continue to maintain a self-identity that's not close to the planet, we are facing an existential crisis in the way this man views himself. It talks about the way the world is laughing at us. You sure it's us, Donald?
David Frum is a political commentator and former speechwriter for President George W. Bush. And in his latest piece for The Atlantic, America's Lonely Future, he warns that the U.S. could become a global bully. He joins Walter Isaacson to discuss.
All of that is threatened. What worries you the most?
Well, Donald Trump is often described as an isolationist, but that's not really true. And that's not the way he's different from all of his predecessors, from Franklin Roosevelt through Ronald Reagan forward. He's very much involved with the rest of the world. The difference is, since the Second World War, since the Great Depression, American leaders have understood that America finds its own prosperity and its own security by cooperating with strong allies. The Trump view is essentially predatory.
Nobody respects us. They're laughing at us.
They are laughing at us.
They're laughing at us. They're laughing at us. We don't want other leaders and other countries laughing at us anymore. They won't be. In less than 2 years, my administration has accomplished more than almost any administration in the history of our country. Didn't expect that reaction, but that's okay.
The greatest salesman of all time. That's how Donald Trump is describing Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. Trump described the Ukrainian president as the greatest salesman of any politician that's ever lived.
I think Zelensky is maybe the greatest salesman of any politician that's ever lived. Every time he comes to our country, he walks away with $60 billion.
In this breaking story, when Zelensky from Ukraine comes in after dismissing Zelensky over and over again, still refusing to acknowledge the way the rest of the world views Zelensky versus him. Take a look. That's an ovation for Zelensky in this breaking story, except for what? Donald Trump got the stink eye look from the Prime Minister of Canada in this amazing breaking story, delusional self-identity moment. Here it is. It will not be the last time we see Donald Trump completely scoffed at, snubbed, and at some point, some international world leader is literally going to just turn their back and walk away from him. My point to you is that this man literally gets booed and laughed at a massive international general assembly, and all he can do is make a tongue-in-cheek joke and just continue on down the road that everything about him is fine, and it's just people laughing at the United States of America because of Joe Biden, and yet has no ability as a draft dodger to grasp what actually happens. People around this world can barely muster cordiality towards Donald Trump, while one's wife just laughs in his face, and the country just cannot seem to grasp. I mean, look at this picture of him with P. Diddy. Look at the history of the pictures of Melania. I'm sure she's grown into decorum, certainly over the years and her age. But when you look at The way this man views himself, you have to understand how severe it is for us as Americans that he is completely unaware of anyone or anything other than how he views himself or his immediate family members. I mean, I'm sorry, I got to show it again.
Other leaders and other countries laughing at us anymore. They won't be.
Didn't expect that reaction, but that's okay.
Stay sharp, stay safe, stay frosty.